Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let's get right into it. Thursday, February 20th, college basketball best bets. I'm going to give you guys 3 picks on a day where I don't like the card too much. There's not too many games that I'm looking forward to outside of a couple smaller games. This is going to be one where it's going to be all eyes on USA Canada in the Four Nations final this evening. Okay, but let's get into the picks. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe right down below. These picks are completely free. All I ask is that you join us here at TBM Sports and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and always feel free to shout out in the comments what you guys will be on for this evening. Okay, so let's get right into it. We are going to use OUTLIER to break down the picks. So if you guys have not signed up with OUTLIER, check it out in a 7-day free trial. All right. This is going to be where we're going to look into the first game on the card that I do have a play in. All right. And this is going to be between the Big Ten matchup with USC and Maryland. Now, this is going against something that I don't like to do, quite honestly. We get a big outcome performance, and then, following it up with the next line that's going to be a little bit inflated. But this is one where it's almost a must bet for me. Taking the Terrapins, I did look into the team total. If you want to bet the 82.5, go for it. But this is something, guys, USC's ranked in the 200ths in defenses in terms of total defense. All the defensive metrics. In Maryland, as we all know, one of the top scoring teams in the country, and they're riding hot right now. So we're going to ride the hot hand. I'm going to go over with the Maryland game. This is going to be 152.5. Haven't seen quite too much movement, but this is something where I definitely see we could get some movement and having some value the earlier we can take this number. But it's going to be, for me, guys, if you like the Maryland team total, 82.5. But for the play for the channel, we're going to go over 152.5. as Maryland looks to cover 4 straight overs against the Trojans. Okay. The next bet we're going to get into is going to be Sam Houston and Western Kentucky. I'm going to back the Hilltoppers here. We're going to lay 3 points, 3.5. If you can find a 3, great. But a 3.5, I still like it at that price. Going in Sam Houston, who has not won on the road in their last 10 games. So it's going to be a fade against Sam Houston. Let's trust Western Kentucky getting it done at home. Better team, 14-11 on the season, 5-7 in conference. It's probably going to be a little bit more so of a popular play to fade Sam Houston, but I still like it despite being more of a public play, if you will, but I'm not sure that anybody's going to be keying in on Sam Houston, Western Kentucky. So give me the Hilltoppers minus 3.5 in the spot to get the job done, okay? Next, we're going to go out west, and this is I used to like taking these games to the over. Long Beach State was one of my favorite teams to bet on in last season. This is kind of where you look at them right now, but it's a different club. They're not the cover team that they used to be, but we are going to stay out on the West Coast, and we are going to back in this game the Cal State Northridge Matadors, okay? I was able to find a 7.5. This number is offered at 6.5 in some places, and this is going to be another bet where I just think that there's too many points. Look at recent matchups, and I know UC Irvine covering 12 out of their last 18 games as a favorite, but this is something where if we look at the matchup a little bit more so on face value, UC Irvine can play offense, and as we look at Cal State Northridge, they can play defense. So which team will prevail? That's going to be the biggest storyline, right? Northridge will rebound the ball really well, and I think that right now the way that UC Irvine is kind of trending in an opposite direction, despite being 22-4, 12-2 in conference. I think this is a spot where these teams played in Cal State, and UC Irvine was able to get the job done by 10. But I think this is a game where I think UC Irvine gets a little bit different of a scare, just judging by kind of some weird trend. UC Irvine in their last, I'll try to pull it up here so you guys can see it. In their last, here it is. In their last games at home, okay, very interesting here. In their last, we'll look at all time because this is kind of what I want to get to. Okay, so this is UC Irvine, all right, at home, all right? And this is what gets interesting, is if you go back to November, the start of the season, right, covering, these are totals, 1 second. All right, here we go. So we're going to look at the spread. For some reason that clicked over on the total. But if we go to home team, UC Irvine, all right, and we go back for the 2024 season, home games, right, winning and covering 6 straight at home. 6 in a row. Now they're on a 3-game skid, most recently to UCSB as an 8.5-point favorite, only winning by 2. And this is kind of where, if you look into kind of where they're at right now, I know they had some road games. I think this could be an interesting spot because in the game against Hawaii, winning by 15, covering the number. But then also if we go back and look at the game against Hawaii for Northridge back in January, they won by 23 on the road. So this is going to be a game where I think both of these clubs are a little bit closer than what the numbers suggest, and so that's why I'm going to grab the 7.5 points for Cal State Northridge. And also, if we look at the game against Long Beach State, this is going to be the one that does raise an eyebrow. Northridge winning by 1, despite being an 11.5-point favorite, and in that same matchup, UC Irvine winning by 5 with a 14.5-point differential spread coming into that game. So for my money, I think that these teams are a little bit closer to the vest. I think this game's going to be a hard-fought battle. I think 7.5 is too many points. So I see a lot of value taking Cal State Northridge, although record-wise, offensively, UC Irvine's the best team in this matchup. So those are my best bets. To break it down for you guys once more, we're laying 3.5 with Western Kentucky, taking the over 152.5 with Maryland, and Cal State Northridge plus 7.5 to round out the West Coast for this card. If you guys haven't done so, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe down below. We'll see you guys all tomorrow in the next video. Go USA. Peace.